This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining Gym. SuperTraining Gym, the strongest gym in the West. And today we're going to talk about being safe and we're going to talk about spotting. So to start out, we got some squatting going on and we got some spotting. By my two boys here on the side, I'm going to get around the back.
All right, so we're going to go over a single spotter first. So that's one back spotter. A couple things that we go over with the spot. You want to make sure there's enough room between you and the person squatting. So we're going to imagine Smokey squatting here. What I like to do is either have the hands open all the way or close your hands, because you don't want to be getting in here. So say I'm spotting a female, so go ahead and start squatting, and I'm like grabbing onto him here, right? That's not good. So you can make a fist right here, and then all we're looking at for is to take both arms underneath his lats here. So when he's squatting, I'm gonna be ready to get him. Now Mark's gonna demonstrate with Ryan. So as you can see here, Mark's got a staggered stance. Gives him a little bit more balance and he can get a little bit closer to the lifter. All right, now we're gonna go over side spotting of the squat. So we've got at least two spotters. So we got Mark on that side, I'm on this side. So what's really important is how you're gonna grab the bar. I've seen a lot of people try to grab the bar like this. There's no way in hell you're gonna catch anything like that, and you're probably gonna break both wrists. So what we like to do, either you're gonna be in the front or behind, but you're gonna wrap one arm underneath. And so you can be here close. You wanna give them still a little bit of room to perform the squat, but you need to be there to catch it. So if I was gonna be behind, it'd be the same thing. Hand close to the plates, and then my biceps gonna be here ready to catch the bar. With heavy squats, back spotters that are just trying to grab the bar like this, the only thing you can do from here is like potentially stop the bar from rolling. Other than that, you're completely useless. Now say you're a trainer and you're spotting like a female and the weights are light enough that you can still handle that, then that's okay. That might be a better option. But know your limits. Don't try to pick somebody up with 315 from your hands from this position.
Another really crucial point about spotting in general and gym safety, just always make sure the ground around you doesn't have any dumbbells rolling around or any plates rolling around or sliding around. As Marcus was pointing out, we're gonna hook this bar and we're gonna get in here deep. The guy that's actually lifting is in the most danger, but honestly, everybody's in danger. Everybody that's on that platform for that moment is in a dangerous, compromising position. It is your job as a side spotter to make sure that the guy that's lifting is safe. You want all lifters to feel as safe as possible, so have it be your duty that this guy doesn't get hurt, and have the ability to be in here so tight that you can catch the weight at any moment. And even if you can't physically catch the weight there, you can at least catch it with your arm, and there's gonna be enough help, enough assistance from the lifter himself, the other spotter, and in some cases you have 3 spotters. Before I show you how to actually spot on the bench press, I have to show you a little bit about handing off the weight. It's really important. It's kind of where the spotting all begins in the first place. The easiest way for me to demonstrate how to hand off to somebody is to take a weight. This is 10 pounds. And Ryan here, I don't really like Ryan that much, but I wouldn't throw the weight over to him like this. I wouldn't throw it over to him like this. I wouldn't jerk it over to him that way, right? If I'm gonna hand something to him and I want him to receive it nicely in a loving way, then I'm gonna do it nice and slowly, just as I'm going to do with the weight right here when I give him a lift off. So I'm gonna give him the weight, make sure he has it. I'm acting like this is my baby, this is my child, and then I'm gonna release it. And you're not gonna go like this, like that, right? So we're gonna lift it off nice and easy and put it into his hands, make sure he has the weight. Once he has the weight, he gets instructed from the referee on what it is he needs to be doing. He gets a start, a press, a rack, depending on the federation, and I'm gonna be watching him and guiding him the whole time. Luckily here at SuperTraining Gym, we have these nice competition benches. When you go compete, you'll have a competition bench, but sometimes in commercial gyms, you don't have anything to stand on and you're trying to lift off from here. I would advise that you put some plates down or something beneath your feet to raise yourself up a little bit, because once we step up here, we created a way better leverage for ourselves now. So now I'm gonna lift off to him. This is what a single man lift off looks like. I'm going on his go whenever he's ready.
1, 2,
3, up, there we go. I release the weight out to him. He'll get the calls from the ref. He's gonna go. You press it back up and I'm gonna be right here, making sure the weight's not gonna fly over his face, make sure the weight's not gonna go towards his stomach. In competition, a lot of times they make that back spotter step away, and they only have the side guys, depending on the federation. But even if I have to step away, if it's one of my guys, I'm right here trying to clear a path for the judge so he can still see what he needs to see, but I'm ready to jump in at any time to make sure my lifter is safe. Go ahead and do the lift one more time. I'm gonna be right here the whole time, ready to assist him wherever he needs it, if we're just in training. There we go. Whenever you rack the weight, you want to always make sure that the guy is done with the lift, make sure both arms are locked, and you're going to grab the weight with both hands. You don't want to jerk the weight out, just as when you went to lift off to him, you did so in a gentle way. When you're putting the weight back over a period of time, if you keep slamming it back and forth on this, it's going to be jarring on all your joints. So that's how we do a single man lift off. So now we're going to go with a traditional lift off and then spot, just like you would see in competition. I, as the head lifter offer person, I need to step out of the way so that the referee can clearly see what he's doing, because he's the guy who's going to give him the start, press, and rack command. And these side guys here are going to be spotting. So here we go, on Ryan's go, however he wants to do it. 1, 2, 3 up. I'm going to step out. These guys are spotting, following the bar the whole way. I'm ready to go if he needs any sort of assistance. Then we safely make sure that he gets back into the rack. Pretty simple. Sometimes on these side spots, this is going to be weight dependent. If you have a lifter that's in a bench shirt, a lot of times the weights will come way out here. We had some huge benches over the years. We've had a guy lift 900 pounds here at SuperTraining Gym, my boy Big Roy. And when he was lifting, we had to get way down under here and hook the plates just like we did for the squat. We had to get way in here like this. Traditionally, you're not going to have to do that. Traditionally, the amount of weight that's on the bar and the guy lifting and so on is not going to be so great that you can't come in here, and maybe you might even want to lock the fingers in. Wherever you feel the most secure. When my guys start to bench 400 or 500 pounds, I've always liked to kind of lock the fingers in, and I'm right here, and if anything happens to the bar at any time, I got both hands securely on it. Again, in powerlifting, once the weight starts upward, on any of the lifts, the weight can't come back down or it's no lift. So you want to follow it closely enough the entire time that if you see it go down or feel it go down, or if the lifter's in any sort of danger, you'll be able to grab that weight right away and assist the lifter right back into the rack. We're now going to talk about spotting on the deadlift. We talked about it on the squat, talked about it on the bench. We're going to show you how to do it here on the deadlift. A really important thing on the deadlift when it comes to training, more so than the actual competition itself. Normally in competition, they're going to make sure the platform's clear and make sure everything's clear. But always, please always make sure, whether it's competition or training, that there's nothing behind the lifter. The lifter is probably going to fall more likely in a deadlift than some of the other lifts. The lifter can even pass out. I've seen it happen a bunch of times. And I've seen lifters fall on this thing, which is a deadlift jack that lifts the weight up so you can slide the plates on there very easily. But you can get really severely hurt. We had a lifter years ago hit his lower back and butt on this thing, and you can only imagine how bad that hurt. That hurt for probably a few months. So avoid that. Make sure the platform is clear. When you go to a powerlifting meet and you see somebody spotting from the back on the deadlift, you make fun of it, you think it's silly sometimes, but really the guy is there for safety just like he is on the other lifts. If Ryan is to pass out on this lift, he's got the opportunity to fall, perhaps hit his head, perhaps slam into the wall. I've seen some lifters do that before. So as he goes to do his lift, just like many other lifts, I'm just gonna be back here and I'm just gonna be kind of keeping an eye on him. For me personally, I like to get off center a little bit so I can actually kind of see the guy, in addition to being ready for him to fall backwards as well. So go ahead and do your lift. I can get a little bit of a visual of how his eyes are doing and how his body's doing. And if he starts turning all kinds of purple and all kinds of red and all different shades, I'm right here to catch him and make sure that he doesn't get hurt. Normally, if somebody does pass out, it's for just a split second, and you can usually just kind of hold them when they're done. When they're done with the lift, you can usually just kind of hold the guy for a second and just be like, are you okay? And then the guy's usually fine after that. That's how you spot on the deadlift. So in closing, the main point of this video is safety. We want you guys to protect yourself before you wreck yourself. as a coach and as a longtime personal trainer, as a longtime somebody who is trying to get my lifting partners as strong as I possibly can, they're trying to get me as strong as I possibly can. I always want to try to share my knowledge and pass this along to as many people as I possibly can. Always check the weights on the side of the bar every single time somebody lifts, because sometimes the weights are misloaded. It doesn't matter if it's a meet, and it doesn't matter if it's just in the gym. Weights get misloaded very, very often. And sometimes it's only by 20 pounds, but sometimes it's by an entire 45-pound plate, and somebody can get really, really injured. Make sure you're also using collars. I think the Pro-Lock collars that we have on the bar right here, if Marcus can grab a pair, I think they're some of the best. I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but these are really easy and convenient to get on the bar. You just click them in and they're done. Safety first, protect yourself before you wreck yourself. That's it from SuperTraining Gym.